Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Garage. This week we've got a bit of an unconventional interview going on. This week I am interviewing Ben Prentiss, a singer-songwriter from Kansas City, Missouri. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Zach. How are you?
Obviously, as the people, viewers of this segment of the show have seen before, I've interviewed a lot of local artists from Kansas in the past few weeks, and you yourself have just started putting out music. I think you have, 3 or 4 singles out now?
I have 3 singles out now, and then 1 single's on the way.
Okay.
And then we have a full album recorded, but that probably will be a couple months before that's out.
How did you get into this business of recording music, making music? Was it something that you'd always wanted to do?
I think deep down it was something I always wanted to do. Since middle school, me and my friends would record songs on GarageBand and stuff to beats that we would find online. How it kind of came about is I started learning guitar the summer of my freshman year in college. So only a couple years ago. Just because at the time I used comedy as my way of coping with my anxiety and depression. It was my artistic outlet.
Kind of just going off of what you just said, I've listened to pretty much everything you've put out, and I've just kind of noticed through your writing process, it seems like a lot of the stuff that you've done so far, it's fairly personal. And would you say that you're kind of, as you said, it's helped you deal with certain things? Is that that's essentially the part of the writing process for you, if that is that correct?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't ever force myself to write songs. Even when I was I'm gonna write an album, it was never me sitting down going, I'm gonna write a song right now. It was just keep when that feeling comes, bounce on it, So every song that I've wrote is pretty instantaneous, not instantaneous, but it's I feel something and I go, I need to play guitar. I need to write. This is how I get through this. You write a song and it's oh, well, look at this. Now this kind of negative moment feeling in my life is this positive. Now I have this song that I love out of it. So I think it's a fun way just to process feelings that you don't always want to think about.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think that's been a common with all of the local artists that I've interviewed for this series so far, is music's always an outlet. That's, I think, what it's always been, as most creative projects are. Just, yeah, creating a positive thing out of a really negative emotion or a really negative experience, and then you kind of create this thing that's beautiful in its own way and has a lot of meaning to you, I'm assuming.
Yeah, oh yeah. I with the With Just Me release, it was the couple of days right before it came out when it really hit me. I was oh, there's a lot of deep vulnerability in this song. There's people are about to hear some of the deepest internal thoughts about myself that I have, and that's just gonna be out in the world now, and they're gonna know that. So it's one of those things even when we record, sometimes I'll go oh, that's an intense line that I wrote. It's not something that I think of when I'm writing necessarily. I'm just putting stuff down, and then I go back and I'm oh, that's an intense line right there.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to do that sometimes.
Yeah.